And we discovered we had a lovely, budding chemistry.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson can't deny their chemistry. As romance rumors between the Naked Gun stars continue to heat up, they address their undeniable on-screen bond during an appearance on The Today Show.
What's the deal here? You're both single right now. There's clearly chemistry on display throughout this film. Are you two an item?
Craig.
What?
Craig.
I don't understand
Liam?
the question.
Pamela,
Craig.
don't lie on
Look, we met. I had never met Pamela before.
I heard.
We met on set, and we discovered we had a lovely, budding chemistry.
Yeah.
A connection.
As two actors, and it was like, oh, this is nice. Let's not mold this. Let's just let it breathe, and that's what we did.
So that's what we're doing right now. We're watching the beginning of the breathing of a budding relationship. Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying, America's here for it. We're here for whatever this turns into.
And while Pamela and Liam, who have both respectively said they're through with dating, may be keeping their lips sealed on their personal relationship status, their off-screen PDA tells another story. For example, earlier this month, the pair shared a quick smooch on the red carpet for The Naked Gun, with Pamela posing next to Liam, placing a hand on his chest as she kissed his cheek.
When 73-year-old Liam Neeson declared he was done dating in 2024, nobody expected him to be caught pretending to make out with Pamela Anderson on live television just months later. Yet here we are, watching two Hollywood legends write their own unexpected love story. The internet is absolutely losing its mind over this pairing, and honestly, we get it. This isn't your typical Hollywood romance manufactured by publicists. This is something real, something that developed naturally, and something that has everyone rooting for them. So what actually happened between these two? How did a 58-year-old former Baywatch star and a 73-year-old action hero go from complete strangers to the couple everyone's talking about? Let's break down the real timeline because the truth is way better than any rumor. It all started in May 2024 on the set of The Naked Gun reboot in Atlanta, Georgia. Liam was cast as Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr., continuing the legacy of Leslie Nielsen's beloved character. Pamela landed the role of Beth Davenport, his love interest in the film. Here's the thing, they had never met before filming began. Liam admitted this during a Today Show appearance, saying he had no idea what to expect from working with Pamela, but something clicked immediately. We met on set and we discovered we had a lovely budding chemistry as two actors, Liam explained. And it was like, oh, this is nice. Let's not mold this. Let's just let it breathe. And that's what we did. That phrase, let it breathe, becomes really important when you understand how this relationship developed. Neither of them forced anything. They just allowed whatever was happening between them to unfold naturally. During filming, Pamela showed her true character in ways that clearly impressed Liam. She wasn't the diva some might expect from someone with her level of fame. Instead, she was baking homemade bread, cookies, and muffins for his dressing room. Think about that for a second. This is Pamela Anderson, global icon, taking time to bake for her co-star. That's not something you do for just anyone. They bonded over literature and shared laughs. Pamela organized what she called romantic dinners, but kept things professional by including their assistants and other cast members. She was clearly interested but respectful of their working relationship. Pamela later told Entertainment Weekly that their relationship stayed professionally romantic during filming. She was smart enough to know that mixing business with pleasure during production could complicate things. By October 2024, something had shifted. That's when Liam made the comment that had everyone talking. In a People magazine interview, he said something that caught the entire entertainment world off guard. With Pamela, first off, I'm madly in love with her. She's just terrific to work with. I can't compliment her enough, I'll be honest with you. No huge ego. She just comes in to do the work. She's funny and so easy to work with. Now, at the time, most people assumed this was just actor speak. You know how co-stars always gush about each other during promotion. But looking back, this was Liam being completely honest about his feelings. Pamela responded just as warmly, calling him the perfect gentleman, and saying he brings out the best in you with respect, kindness, and depth of experience. It was an absolute honor to work with him. The mutual admiration was obvious, but nobody quite knew if it went beyond professional respect. Fast forward to July 2025, and their press tour for The Naked Gun became the most entertaining publicity run in recent memory. These two were clearly having fun with the speculation surrounding their relationship. At the London premiere, Pamela planted a kiss on Liam's cheek in full view of everyone. At the New York premiere on July 28th, they brought both sets of their sons together for photos, looking like one big happy family. But the Today Show appearance on July 29th was when things got really interesting. The show opened with Pamela and Liam pretending to be caught making out when the cameras cut to them. They broke apart acting surprised, like teenagers caught by their parents. When host Craig Melvin asked directly, "What's the deal here? You're both single right now. There's clearly chemistry. Are you two an item?" Their responses were perfect. Pamela, with a mischievous smile, said, "I don't understand the question." Liam shook his head and said, Craig, pretending to be disappointed in the question. But then Liam gave an answer that revealed everything. "We met on set, and we discovered we had a lovely budding chemistry as two actors. It was like, ooh, this is nice. Let's not mold this. Let's just let it breathe." And that's what we did. When Craig pressed further, asking if they were watching the beginning of the breathing of a budding relationship, Liam jokingly mimed stirring a pot, suggesting Craig was stirring up drama. Just days after that Today Show appearance, People magazine broke the story that confirmed what everyone suspected. A source close to the production revealed the truth. It's a budding romance in the early stages. It's sincere, and it's clear they're smitten with each other. But here's where it gets really interesting. According to Page 6, Pamela had been quietly crushing on Liam since before filming even began. A source told them, getting close to him has been on her mind since she was cast. He's fucking Liam Neeson. She has always found him attractive and interesting. So this wasn't just a case of co-stars falling for each other during filming. Pamela was already interested from the moment she knew they'd be working together. One of the most heartwarming aspects of this story is how their families have embraced the relationship. Both Pamela and Liam have 2 adult sons, and all 4 young men attended the New York premiere together. Pamela's sons, Brandon Thomas Lee, 29, and Dylan Jagger Lee, 27, whom she had with Tommy Lee, are reportedly thrilled to see their mother happy. Sources say they love seeing her happy and fully approve. They think Liam is great and have gotten to know him better in the last few months. Liam's sons, Michael, 30, and Daniel, 28, whom he had with his late wife Natasha Richardson, also seem to have welcomed Pamela into their lives. The family dynamic at the premiere was described as warm and natural. Brandon kept things classy when asked about his mom's relationship, focusing on their professional work. "I just think they're such great co-stars. They have such a great on-screen chemistry. It means it's well done. They both did such an amazing job. To understand why everyone's rooting for this couple, you need to know their individual journeys to this point." Liam was married to actress Natasha Richardson from 1994 until her tragic death in 2009. She died from a traumatic brain injury after a skiing accident in Quebec. Liam became a single father to their 2 boys and threw himself into work to cope with the loss. In a 2020 interview, Liam revealed he still talks to Natasha every day. The depth of his love for his late wife made his 2024 declaration that he was past all that when it came to dating seem final. Pamela's romantic history has been much more public and turbulent. She's been married multiple times, twice to Tommy Lee and also to Kid Rock, Rick Salomon, and Dan Hayhurst. Her relationships have been constant tabloid fodder, often focusing more on scandal than substance. For decades, Pamela was reduced to her appearance and her romantic life. The media asked her about her body instead of her talent. She told Bustle in 2023, "People were asking me specific things about my breasts, about sex, sexual stories. People would just come up to me in a restaurant and say, 'Tell me a sex story, Pamela.'" But recently, Pamela has been experiencing a career renaissance. Her performance in The Last Showgirl earned her a Golden Globe nomination, finally giving her the serious recognition she deserved as an actress. When asked about marriage in 2023, Pamela painted a picture of the kind of romance she wanted. "I want to be the one who catches someone's glance across the way on the subway, or my dog's leashes get tangled up with someone in Central Park, and we fall in love. That's the kind of love I like. I like this really romantic, meant-to-be stuff." According to sources who spoke to the Daily Mail, the romance has been developing since filming wrapped. They've been keeping things private by spending time at Pamela's house in Canada, away from Hollywood's prying eyes. The source also shared that Liam has been doing sweet things like sending Pamela flowers and spending time with her sons and dogs. You know that iconic villain Bolo from Enter the Dragon? Well, what if I told you he actually challenged Bruce Lee to multiple real fights during filming, and it completely changed the movie we all know and love? 2 martial arts legends, backstage drama, and a rewritten script because one fighter just couldn't handle losing. This is the untold story of what really went down between Bruce Lee and Bolo Yeung. Let's start from the beginning. Bolo Yeung wasn't just some random bodybuilder they cast as a villain. Born Young-si in 1946, this guy was the real deal. He started learning Kung Fu at just 10 years old in Canton, mastering Tai Chi and Wing Chun under several different masters. But here's where it gets interesting. After moving to Hong Kong to escape the famine and political chaos in mainland China, Bolo discovered bodybuilding. And we're not talking about casual gym sessions. In 1970, he became Mr. Hong Kong and held that title for an incredible 10 straight years. Shaw Brothers Studios took one look at his muscular frame and immediately cast him as the bad guy in films like The Heroic Ones and The Deadly Duo. But Bolo's big break came from the most unexpected place, a cigarette commercial. That's right, Bruce Lee and Bolo Yeung first met while filming a Winston cigarettes ad. Can you imagine being a fly on the wall for that conversation? 2 future martial arts legends probably had no idea they were about to make cinema history together. Bruce saw something in Bolo and personally invited him to star in Enter the Dragon. This is where Bolo got his famous nickname. It was actually the name of his character in the film. The two became close friends during production, spending hours working on techniques together. Years later, Bolo would say something that gives you chills. "There will never be another Bruce Lee. I am privileged to have had the honor of calling him my friend." But before all that respect and friendship, there was drama. Serious drama. The incident that started everything happened at a bar. Someone asked the question that probably everyone was thinking. If Bruce Lee and Bolo fought for real, who would win? Bruce's answer: it wouldn't even be fair. His reasoning was brutal and simple. He was a martial artist while Bolo was just a bodybuilder. Now, you have to understand how insulting this was to Bolo. This wasn't some random gym rat we're talking about. Bolo considered himself a Northern Eagle claw-style specialist first and foremost. He was a martial artist who happened to get into bodybuilding later, not the other way around. Bruce's comment hit Bolo like a slap in the face. So what did he do? He challenged Bruce Lee to a real fight right then and there. Big mistake. Bruce Lee defeated Bolo completely. But here's what makes Bruce Lee even more impressive. He didn't hold any grudges. Several years after embarrassing Bolo in that bar fight, Bruce actually called him up and offered him the role in Enter the Dragon. For Bolo, this movie wasn't just a career opportunity. It was his chance for revenge. Finally, he could settle the score with the man who had defeated and humiliated him years earlier. But if Bolo thought filming would give him that redemption, he was dead wrong. Throughout the entire production of Enter the Dragon, Bolo kept challenging Bruce Lee to fight. Not once, not twice, but countless times. And Bruce, confident in his abilities, accepted every single challenge. The result: Bruce Lee won every single time. Every single time. These weren't friendly sparring matches either. These were real confrontations with real consequences, and they started affecting the movie's production in a major way. When it came time to film the final fight scene, something unprecedented happened. Bolo flat out refused to fight Bruce Lee on camera. Think about that for a second. An actor refusing to film scenes with the star of the movie. Whether it was hurt pride from all those defeats or genuine fear of facing Bruce again, Bolo's refusal created a massive problem. The director had no choice but to completely rewrite the script. Instead of the epic Bruce Lee versus Bolo showdown that was originally planned, we got Bolo fighting John Saxon's character instead. But what would that original fight have looked like? Well, the movie actually gives us some clues. In one scene, we see Bruce and Bolo in a genuine one-on-one battle. Both fighters start by showcasing their striking techniques, each trying to overpower the other. But Bruce's focus and concentration were just on another level. When Bolo tried to throw Bruce down, Lee countered it like it was nothing. Bolo's kicks couldn't even connect. Then Bruce delivered a deadly kick that knocked Bolo unconscious. It was, by all accounts, spectacular. There's another scene where Bruce faces off against Bolo, but this time Bruce has a clone helping him. You'd think 2 Bruce Lees would dominate, right? Wrong. Bolo actually seemed to have the upper hand even when fighting both of them at once. For a moment, it looked like Bruce Lee might actually lose, but then something shifted. A combination attack from Bruce and his clone landed a powerful kick right to Bolo's face, and you could see the pain written all over his expression. In yet another confrontation, we see just how much punishment Bolo could take. The two fighters exchanged blow after blow in a fierce battle. At first, Bruce actually appeared overwhelmed by Bolo's raw strength. Several of Bolo's strikes connected directly, but Bruce refused to give up. He used tactical thinking to outwit his opponent, focusing his attacks on Bolo's injured leg until Bolo was forced to withdraw from the fight completely. Now, some people have always questioned whether Bruce Lee could really fight, or if he was just good at choreographed movie scenes. The man himself put those doubts to rest with several demonstrations. During one demonstration, someone else threw what looked like an ordinary punch. Then Bruce threw the same punch, and the difference was shocking. His punch sent the person stumbling back several feet. The power difference was undeniable. At another event, Bruce was asked to showcase his skills during an interview. He split a wooden board in half without even taking a running start. Then he demonstrated his kicking abilities, delivering strikes that were both precise and devastating. But let's get back to Bolo's story, because his career didn't end with Enter the Dragon. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, he appeared in numerous martial arts films, including several Bruceploitation movies like The Clones of Bruce Lee and Enter the Game of Death. He even tried directing, making his debut with Fists of Justice in 1977, but his real breakthrough in the West came with Bloodsport in 1988, where he played the villain Chong Li opposite Jean-Claude Van Damme. That movie, shot on just a $1.5 million budget, became a massive box office hit. Bolo and Van Damme developed such a strong friendship during filming that Van Damme specifically requested Bolo for his next film, Double Impact. Bolo continued working in Hollywood throughout the 1990s and beyond, appearing in films like Breathing Fire and Ironheart. He collaborated extensively with filmmaker Jalal Merhi on projects like the Tiger Claws series and TC-2000. What makes this whole story even more fascinating is the respect that developed between Bruce and Bolo despite their conflicts. Even after all those defeats and challenges, Bolo never spoke badly about Bruce Lee. If anything, he always praised Bruce's abilities and considered their friendship one of the highlights of his life. The tragedy is that we'll never know what that original Bruce Lee versus Bolo fight scene would have looked like. All that planning, choreography, and preparation went to waste because of hurt pride and repeated defeats. But in a way, the real story is more dramatic than anything they could have put on screen. Two martial arts legends, personal conflicts, multiple real fights, and a movie that had to be completely rewritten because one fighter couldn't handle losing. Bruce Lee's victory wasn't just physical, it was psychological. He dominated Bolo so completely that Bolo couldn't even pretend to fight him on camera anymore. That's the kind of mental dominance that separates true champions from everyone else. The behind-the-scenes drama of Enter the Dragon proves something important about Bruce Lee. He wasn't just a movie star or a martial arts choreographer. He was a legitimate fighter who could back up everything he showed on screen. As for Bolo, he eventually found his own path to success, becoming one of the most recognizable villains in martial arts cinema. His imposing physical presence and genuine martial arts skills made him perfect for bad guy roles, even if he could never quite measure up to Bruce Lee.
She's on the other line. She's gonna call me back. She's on the other line, gonna call me back.
Don't you have to pee?
That's why I'm dancing.
Nice camouflage, man. For a minute there, I almost didn't see you.
Excuse me.
Nah.
Is your name Chandler?
Yes, it is.
Chandler Bing.
Do you know me, or are you just really good at this game?
Was Matthew Perry's death an accident or the result of medical malpractice and exploitation? Matthew Perry didn't just overdose. He was systematically exploited by doctors who saw his addiction as a payday. One physician even called him a moron while illegally supplying him ketamine, despite nearly killing him with a dose. Now, with guilty pleas piling up and one key figure still awaiting trial, this case is exposing a dark, profit-driven underworld behind at-home mental health treatments, and it may have cost Perry his life. On October 28, 2023, the 54-year-old actor best known for his role as Chandler Bing on Friends was found face down in a hot tub at his Los Angeles home in Pacific Palisades. His sudden death shocked the world and left fans searching for answers. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office later revealed that Perry died due to the acute effects of ketamine, with drowning and coronary artery disease listed as contributing factors. At the time, Perry had been undergoing legal ketamine infusion therapy for depression, an increasingly common off-label treatment. However, the medical examiner clarified that the ketamine found in his system was not from his last supervised session, which had occurred more than a week before his death. Ketamine, originally used as a surgical anesthetic, has gained popularity in recent years for its off-label use in treating major depressive disorder and PTSD. Administered in clinics under medical supervision, ketamine can offer rapid relief for patients resistant to conventional antidepressants.